With some good news financially, can you believe it? After 10 consecutive hikes, the Reserve Bank has kept the repo rate unchanged. It means the prime lending rate at banks still the same at 11.75%. Yes, it's higher, but at least it's not worse. The decision follows better than expected inflation numbers this week, easing to 5.4%, falling inside that all-important target range of 3 to 6% for the first time in 14 months. But here is the governor of the South African Reserve Bank, Lesetja Kganygo, warning that it's still a risk. We could see another one in the future.
Have interest rate peaked? The answer is a resounding no. And as a good central banker, I will say to you, further than this, it depends on what happens to inflation. And so we have presented an inflation forecast. With this forecast, we expect that we would come back to the midpoint of the inflation target range in 2025. We continue to assess data and risk from meeting to meetings, and we will recalibrate policy based on those risks. Is this the end of the hiking cycle? No, it is not. It depends on the data and risks. That is what this boils down to.
Now, what it also boils down to, the governor says, is the persistent power cuts, which are still a huge risk to inflation.
With core goods and food inflation lower in the near term, headline inflation for 2023 is revised down to 6%. The headline inflation forecast for 2024 also decreases to 5% before stabilizing at 4.5% in 2025. Risks to the inflation outlook are assessed to the upside. Headline inflation at a global level continues to moderate, but food price inflation remains high and oil markets remain tight. Despite recent easing in some food price components, domestic food price inflation is still elevated at 11% in June, and the risk of drier weather conditions in coming months has increased. In the absence of sustained and consistent increases in energy supply, electricity prices continue to present clear inflation risks. Load shedding and logistics constraints may also have broader effects in the cost of doing business and the cost of living.